back I reviewed I Want to Die But I Want to Eat Tteokbooki by Baek Sehee, where I talked about the bad quality of therapy that she got and the mental health stigma in South Korea. I found out through that video's comment section that Baek Sehee very recently passed away only at the age of 35. I feel I owe it to that video and what has happened now to talk about book 2. I already said how much I disliked what the psychiatrist said and their suggestions, but reading this now, book 2, with the hindsight of what has happened, made this so much worse. This video will not be to dogpile on the psychiatrist, neither will it be commentary on Baek Sehee's life. I don't think this is the time for that. I want to focus on the bigger emergency behind all of this. South Korea has had some of the most intense and rapid nation development since the late 90s after being bailed out by the IMF. To have a country have that much progress in such a unnaturally fast way, there's always going to be some sort of negative knock-on effect that you might not see until you look in a little bit deeper. I'm going to give you a very broad blanketed example of some of the pressures that people face over there. So you're growing up under constant pressure. You're going to school and then going straight to Hagwons, and you're studying until 10 at night for a chance to pass the Sunung with good enough grades to go to a Sky University. You're expected to be tall, thin, hairless, fair, no pores. Don't meet that criteria, especially the thinness criteria, you will be labeled as a recluse. You may get bullied and you might become what is referred to as a shuttlebang. Family might be telling you that you're fat or that you need to get surgeries to be prettier. You start obsessing over your looks. You're counting every calorie. You're getting the procedures. You're going into debt for luxury. You're obsessing over your skincare. You might end up with an ED, and you would think that people would start worrying, but actually they'll celebrate you. You finally get a job and you're panicking because it's not really a thing to job hop. Once you get into a company, that's probably where you're gonna stay. You work long hours. You feel awkward for wanting vacation time. You feel awkward for being sick. You stay as late as possible because everyone else is staying late. When you finally think you can go home, your boss wants to do hueshik, so you have to go get drunk because he wants you to. If you're younger, if you're a dongseng, you're probably going to get some extra pressure put on you. It never ends. Aside, you have the pressure to marry, the pressure to have kids, the pressure to be this perfect human that just always gets it right. The cherry on top of everything is that if it does get too much and you want to see a therapist, it is so stigmatized. You are considered a dorai. You are abnormal, especially if you're diagnosed with anything on the DSM-5. Ooh, a person or a country or a society can only take so much until it just becomes too much. I want to read you guys a snippet that really exhibits the negligence and the societal pressures there. Baek Sehee here talks about how much she hates her body and the pressure to be thin. Psychiatrist. The ironic thing here is that from an objective perspective, you aren't anywhere near obese or fat. Your desire to lose weight is purely for your own satisfaction. And then the next page. Psychiatrist. Would you like to take an appetite suppressant? I don't find it very effective, so I take it on and off, but it can be very different for others. Baek Sehee. I'd like to try that.